Ahoy, peace and blessings. Welcome back. Today we're talking about my experience working with Asherah. In my experience, Asherah is God's wife. I'm not telling you to believe in God. I'm not telling you to believe in Asherah. But if you're already interested in those types of things, maybe believe in that stuff. Maybe you just find it interesting. I'm just telling you my experience over the past couple of years that she introduced herself to me. You know, But it's really like we always knew each other. You get what I mean? Because it's God's mom. I mean, it's God's wife. You get what I mean? Some realities, it's God's mom. She has a lot of divine feminine nature. If you're lacking divine feminine nature, you can try to reach out to Asherah. If you're working with a lot of male spirits, it may be beneficial to work with Asherah, right? She can calm down a lot of that male energy, a lot of that negative male energy. You get what I mean? That male energy feminines don't really enjoy, and it's really just a negative energy, especially if you're dealing with like younger spirits too. That may mean certain things to you than other people. You get what I mean? But if you have an old soul, when a spirit's younger than you. A lot of these angels, a lot of these demons, a lot of these gods are younger than us, honestly. But Asherah can calm down, a lot of that male energy, a lot of that war energy. you know if you're in a panic, you get what I mean, if you're in a crisis for real, I'd recommend working with Asherah, rather physical or spiritual. She may help ease your mind, ease your body, ease your emotions. She can help mend relationships. You get what I mean? Maybe if you and God aren't doing so well right now, you can talk to Asherah. God knows Asherah. A lot of these things aren't that bizarre when you realize God knows them and you realize how close you are to God. You get what I mean? Like, I've seen Asherah calm down Jesus. I've seen Asherah calm myself down. I've seen Asherah calm Samael down, Lucifer down, Lilith down. You get what I mean? Samyaza down. You get what I mean? Because she takes on a lot of motherly nature, right? When the men are fighting, you get what I mean? A woman steps in, and everyone's just gonna stop. No one wants to be in trouble. You get what I mean? On the we're all God's children reality. You get what I mean? No one wants to be in trouble with mom type shit. So you got some demons arguing and shit like that. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get mom on their ass for real. Maybe get mom on their ass. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Asherah will step in. She's done that a couple times. Just dealing with aggression and fire energy. You get what I mean? A lot of us can go to war with spirits and stuff like that. A lot of spirits may want to go to war with us. I wouldn't be surprised, she'd actually destroy some spirits for you. She's never done that to me, but, I'm just not in that reality. But if you are in that reality, you get what I mean? I feel like Asherah will, handle shit. In a divine feminine way, though. But she can handle shit, for sure. She can also help you, understand God more. Right? Because that's God's wife. You get what I mean? What kind of woman would God pick? And just all the things, how she's helped him change his personality. Like, what do we assign to God that's really assigned to Asherah? You get what I mean? Like, where did he learn that stuff from? You get what I mean? Just like, just putting our human nature on that type of relationship. I'll be thinking about that stuff. God is proud, but he's not prideful. You get what I mean? God is confident, right? But he's not lustful. You get what I mean? I've been digging deeper into that, thinking about the deadly sins and stuff like that. Thinking about God's personality and, Asherah's personality. You get what I mean? Like, I've met these spirits, but, some spirits aren't always with me, right? Asherah comes and goes. You get what I mean? God is always there, right? I have a couple other angels who are literally always here, like 100% of the time. 99.99% of the time. You get what I mean? Like, always here. I have other spirits that come and go. I might not see them for years, literally. I might not see some for weeks, months, And you'll find that some spirits will stay in your energy, probably ones you connect with more. Other ones may come and go, just, they're doing other things, right? That's how I see it. Maybe they're existing somewhere else, or maybe they just turned off their existence. I don't know. I realize how much stronger they are than me in my human form. So I don't know. I can't say, but that's their nature. You get what I mean? And that's my nature, interacting with them. You may find out different things. You get what I mean? Some of the spirits I work with may not want to work with you. You get what I mean? Some of your spirits may not want to work with me, It just is what it is. It could be for one reason or another. It could not even be a big deal, but that's just how it goes. But if you are a male and you need to understand divine feminine nature, you should, really we gotta start looking at God as a male and a girl. You get what I mean? That's how I'm kind of looking at it right now. Just because, the female God and the male God would do different things. It's like duality and it's that nature, but it's real important. I've been finding more importance in that for real. So, if you usually look at God as a guy, start looking at God as a girl. If you usually look at God as a girl, I would look at God as a guy. Because divine feminine and divine masculine are different. You get what I mean? So I'd highly recommend working with Asherah. If Asherah isn't divine feminine, then what is? You get what I mean? Been understanding and living in divinity more. You get what I mean? Asherah can help you do that. She's a real high God. I'm always on my Satanist shit. I don't really like divinity like that. But I'm working on it. It's there. And that's kind of one of the main differences to me. If a girl was God, I think her number one thing would be divinity. Right? It's the whole divine feminine movement and stuff. But I feel like if a man was God, I don't know what his main thing would be. I don't know if it'd be divinity. I feel like it'd be destruction, honestly. I feel like it'd be a lot of negativity. No lie. And people think that way too. I think it'd be a lot of fire, right? Just I don't know. I think it has to do with sadness. Seeing a sad man does something to you. Seeing a sad woman does something to you too. Seeing a sad man is kind of weird though, right? Even now, it's damn, bro, you cracking type shit. You cracking hard. You get what I mean? You breaking down and shit. Seeing a woman do that over a motherfucking tree branch that fell on a tree and hit a cat or something. Woman would cry because it's fucking raining and stuff like that. You get what I mean? Just divine creative. Just divine creative nature. That's kind of the energy I've been on. Maybe it's the seasons, you get what I mean? Nothing's wrong with being divine though. And that's kind of what's making me respect it more. Because divine is, the definition of divine is being like God. Being a God, having the likeness of a God. You know what I mean? So divine femininity is literally femininity. You get what I mean? That's how I was peeping it for a second. Divine masculinity is being like a God and then being a man. Every man is divine though. Just like every woman is divine. I guess men just don't have to say that shit. No man ever has to say that shit. But it's good to hear. Cause women are closer to creative energy, creator energy. Men are closer to destructive energy, destroyer energy. That's what I think. That's what it feels like a lot. I'm not saying women can't do none of the things. It's really not like that, but it's in the air or something. It's like a culture almost or something. I love my women who be destroying shit though. You get what I mean? I love my men who be creating shit. You get what I'm saying? It's all love for real. Women try not to destroy shit though. Mostly. They'll try to save something. It's kind of like women are closer to the savior energy for real. In one way. You get what I mean? A lot of men won't step in. You get what I mean? Women are more I don't know. They just got more light. I really be feeling that's some covert, some covert psyop shit or something. I be feeling women represent the sun more, and men represent the moon more. You get what I mean? But I don't know. It's just gender, I don't know, man. They ain't make that shit or nothing. It's interesting to think about though, you feel me? You know, I really don't know what to say about Asherah, you know. Asherah's really like all powerful God. You get what I'm saying? She help you do whatever you want. Create, destroy, heal, reconnect, connect. You get what I mean? Like Asherah really has all the powers of God for real. I can't name one thing she doesn't have that God doesn't have type shit. You know, maybe if you're working with other spirits, you know, they probably know her. You get what I mean? Maybe you can add her to your rituals, your spells, you get what I mean? Your altars and stuff like that. No lie, I'll probably put Asherah on my altar. Thinking about it now. Asherah's cool. Like a picture of mom type shit for him. In one reality, but that's the reality I'm in for sure. Like 100% of the time. You know, I just know it's different universes and different dimensions. Different people got different minds and shit. But this one for sure is that one. Asherah can help you connect with angels or demons more. You get what I mean? Asherah can help you with your astral traveling. You get what I mean? Asherah can help you travel to those other dimensions, those other realities for real. You know, she's a master traveler. She had a dragon form. When I first was seeing her, you know, she came out that dragon form. She has multiple different ones. She showed me a couple of them. I really just made this video now because this past week, she showed me a more human form. She showed me a human form. I never really saw her in a human form, which was cool. I knew she was a human. But, you know, everybody's really shapeshifters. You get what I mean? You're Aries, you call yourself a ram, you know, you're a shapeshifter. Right? You call yourself a Taurus, you're a bull. You're a shapeshifter. You get what I mean? You call yourself a Gemini, you're not a conjoined twin. You don't have a twin, you know? You're a shapeshifter. It's real basic knowledge, basic magic everyone should know, I feel like. It's a real important one. You know, some people done reincarnated as dragons for real. Asherah can also help you like clear your space, you know, clear your living space, clear the energy out your living space, make some new energy. Right? Asherah really be running the house. In the metaphysical way, you get what I mean? Can't even imagine how many armies she got. You get what I'm saying? That's literally God's wife. So all his armies, all their sons' armies, all their daughters' armies. Like, you get what I'm saying? Asherah, big dog, for real. Asherah is tough. Asherah, tough spirit. Good spirit to, you know, connect to. Right? You trying to upgrade your soul, your spirit. Have more personal power. You get what I mean? See more of the world. See more of yourself. You know, Asherah can show you all those things for real. A lot of people not gonna meet Asherah though. You feel me? Asherah is a special spirit. Everyone should know God has a wife. It's kind of weird. But you get what I mean? It's whatever. It's just one pantheon. You get what I mean? And like, I'm telling y'all, I really only follow this stuff because these spirits came to me. Before these spirits came to me and was literally talking to me, showing me things, miracles, all kind of stuff, I did not care. I did not care about none of this stuff. You get what I mean? Like, I was studying this stuff for years. I wasn't seeing anything, so I quit for years. And then all these spirits just came. You know, like true atheists, you know, true agnostic, right? I won't believe in God until he shows me, right? And he literally showed me. A bunch of other spirits showed me. You know, Asherah being one of them. Like, just thinking about it. Asherah, the only one with more armies than me, right? Ain't that some masculine energy, though? You know what I'm saying? Asherah got more armies than all of us, for real. I know the game. That shit crazy to think about. I ain't really think about that before I make the video. That's tough. But literally, you know, Asherah can help your nervous system. You get what I mean? Stop you from, you know, being so anxious. You know, you can lower your shoulders. You feel me? You can relax. You know, sometimes we're just stressed out. You know, more stressed than usual. You get what I mean? Worried about more things than usual. Maybe we're under spiritual attacks and things like that. Maybe, you know, physical attacks. You get what I mean? Maybe, you know, we taking L's. You get what I mean? Asherah can help you like bounce back emotionally, mentally, you know, spiritually. But peace and blessings. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, peace.